Police are investigating another murder here in the capital. With investigation still preliminary, police are only identifying the victim as an employee at the Ministry of Works.
Carla Palmer reports on this latest incident, which brings the murder count to 49 for the year.
Hours after residents of Freetown Lane off East Shirley Street say they heard gunshots, the police is investigating the country's latest murder.
He is an employee with the Ministry of Works as a security officer.
Reportedly, the shooting incident occurred around 1:30 a.m. this Tuesday. However, Chief Superintendent of Police in charge of the Crime Detective Unit, Paul Roll, says the call to police was made almost 8 hours later.
We got this call this morning around 7:30, thereabouts, 8 o'clock.
So what do you think happened? Why the call came in so late?
I have no idea, but persons have reported to us when we got here that they heard shots around that time, but that's a common occurrence, and so they didn't think anything of it.
When ZNS News arrived on the scene, the green and white house in question, house number 14, remained locked. How exactly did y'all know that the body was inside?
Yeah, once they saw damage to the window this morning, concerned neighbors, and they called the police. Officers came and we breached the door to go inside.
Shot to death apparently while he slept was a male in his 40s. He was reportedly alone.
Upon entering, discovered a 45-year-old male lying in the bed with gunshot wounds about the body. Yeah, they fired shots through the southern bedroom window.
Police are appealing to the public for any assistance in this latest murder. Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.
In court news, a judge has sentenced 22-year-old Stephen Green wearing the brown T-shirt to 10 years behind bars for robbing 2 tourists at gunpoint at a hotel last November. Green was also sentenced to 5 years in prison for assaulting the victims. However, the court reduced the sentence by 2 years. Green has already spent in prison, and he'll serve both sentences at the same time. During the sentencing hearing, Green asked the court to place him on probation instead, but the court did not agree. Kevin Farrington and Viola Barnett prosecuted the case.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jiminita Swain. Cybercrime is something we all need to be concerned about. Next week, a cybersecurity and global ATM losses workshop will be held at the British Colonial Hilton Hotel. The focus will be on the responses everyone needs to adopt in the approach to security in 2015. Numerous security breaches took place last year and range from nuisance acts to identity theft. There was also an attempt to extort a major motion picture organization. Now, many of the attacks were preventable, and the focus should now be on learning from those mistakes. That workshop, hosted by the Bahamas Institute of Financial Services, is set for May 14th. In other business news, Property Management System, or PMS, along with its reseller Bahamago, is offering its globally successful software for independent hotels in the Bahamas. The software Hotel Logics, which will be resold by Bahamago, will drive promotions, sales, and support of the complete software solutions. Officials say it has been instrumental in enabling hotels in the Bahamas with property management systems. Those that use the technology saw an increase of 13% in tourist arrivals to the Bahamas and a 7% increase in hotel occupancy, as per the Ministry of Tourism. And in international business news, Walt Disney's company's quarterly revenue beat the expectations of analysts. This as it was helped by the increased spending by visitors at its theme parks and strength in the company's TV networks business. Reuters is reporting the company's shares rose as much as 2% to a record high of $113.30 in early trading. Up to Monday's close, Disney had gained a 38% in the past year. Results for the quarter were also boosted by a surge in sales for toys and merchandise related to the blockbuster film Frozen. That was your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jiminita Swain.
If If you visited Garventines Primary School on Monday morning, you would have thought that Bahamas Carnival had started just a little bit earlier than scheduled, even though this one, I'm sure, is already ready for it.
Yeah, you sure are right about that. You're right about that. Carla Palmer reports on the action and the reason for the celebration at the institution.
Here in the Bahamas, all it takes is the junkanoo music to get the blood rushing through your body, giving you the urge to get to your feet and dance to the beat. For the students at Garventines Primary School today, they say they earned the right to celebrate in grandest style this way. And one little sixth grader named Destiny Cooper is the reason why.
Thank you for everybody who selected me. I would just like to thank them a lot. Thank you.
Head girl Destiny successfully added another trophy to the school's case, becoming the first national winner of the public and private school forestry selfie competition. Both the Director of Forestry, Christopher Russell, and Minister of Environment, the Honorable Kenry Dorset, say Destiny was the best of 15 entrants on the topic, the benefit of trees to the environment and its impact on climate change.
She was the most articulate in terms of her interest in terms of the plant that she chose, which is a coconut tree. And she explained exactly why she loved the coconut tree, and she actually looked so beautiful and how she did it. And actually, the tree was a very beautiful tree as well.
What was so important for us is how she described the tree, its importance and significance to her personally, but more importantly, what it does for us, not only in protecting our environment by giving off oxygen, not only in terms, and she also spoke about it being a resource for food, but also a resource in terms of how the husk is used for entrepreneurial purposes. And so she really put the tree in proper context in terms of what it is as a natural resource.
The school's principal, Carolyn Wright Mitchell, says Garventines prides itself on being the best.
Destiny is a focused, self-driven young individual who is a great mentor to her peers, and she exudes a spirit of excellence.
Environmental officials plan on expanding the forestry competitions as they make Forestry Week an annual event. Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.
Well, coming in second place in the environment selfie competition was Desiree Woods of Nicholstown Primary School in North Andros. She took a selfie with the 5-finger tree, saying it's amazing to see 5 leaves on a stem. She also noted that her parents used the leaves of the tree to make a tasty tea. And taking the 3rd spot was Alexis Cook of Forest Heights Academy in Abaco. The 7th grader chose the lignum vitae tree, saying when it blooms, it has beautiful flowers and its wood is very strong. Congrats to all of the contestants.
Well, 30 local artists from the capital and Family Islands will have an opportunity to showcase their artwork in the Art Pavilion at the Cultural Village for the first ever Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival.
Several artists shared their take on their work and expectation for the event that will give them exposure. Jimmy Deswain tells us that 3 of them are hoping to be lucky to snag a gold star and a cash pot.
Artwork of every kind will be on display at the Art Pavilion, set for the Cultural Village on Western Esplanade. The paintings are being housed temporarily at Hillside House. Several participants are excited to be a part of this inaugural event.
This gives them a chance with with a group of people, and it makes it a lot easier for them to come out and show their talent so other people can see and, they can push their style of art.
Just a great opportunity to be in something that's, a bit larger than yourself. Because I am one of those shy artists.
But I will be featuring the art in jewelry line and also in photo. It's going to be junk, a new glass.
I need exposure. It gives me a chance to, produce my work and, present it to others. And if I...
Artist Alan Wallace promises magic as he will complete a mural over the course of the Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival.
So when I was asked to be a part of it, I jumped at the opportunity. I can't wait because it's just the energy of art itself is contagious. So me doing something live and watching people, view it from start to end, will be a plus to the whole program itself. So I can't wait.
Artist and sculptor Antonius Roberts shares what he hopes the pavilion will provide.
When you enter the pavilion, you might want to take your shoes off because you will be stepping into a sand pit. So we're hoping that even persons who come to view this work will view the works within the context of being in this environment, a tropical environment, and we feel
having the opportunity to experience work in an environment where the beach is nearby and so forth, that should be unique and that should be different.
At the end of the day, one of 3 artists will walk away with 1 gold star and a $3,000 cash prize. Jiminy Swain, ZNS Network News.
All right, Jimmy, thanks a lot. Now, if you are hitting the road for road fever, you need to know where you are going. And if you want to watch, like some of us, you need to know where the route will be as well. The parade starts at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium Bahamas Games Roundabout. That's the roundabout right next to the Government High School. The route then heads south on the Tonique-Williams-Darling Highway, towards the Tonique-Williams-Darling Highway, that is, and then heads west towards the Milo-Butler Highway roundabout. At that roundabout, the parade will then head north towards the six-legged roundabout. Once it gets to the six-legged roundabout, the parade will head east on Thompson Boulevard, heading all the way to Nassau Street, passing the Police College, the Sports Center's main entrance, and the College of the Bahamas. At the Oaksfield roundabout, the parade will keep on going down Nassau Street all the way to Bay Street. Once there, the parade will turn west or left and then head to the Cultural Village on the western Esplanade.
Inclement weather closed the airport in North Eleuthera today. Administrator Jalton Johnson informed our news team late this afternoon that all domestic flights had to be diverted to Governor's Harbor Airport in central Eleuthera, while all international flights were canceled. In a telephone interview, Johnson explained how flooding impacted the northern part of Eleuthera.
There's been some flooding in North Eleuthera, in the Lower Bog area. A lot of flooding in the farms, and there is some flooding within the settlement. Also, I passed through Gregorytown. There is seems to be a lot of flooding in Gregorytown. And I'm looking at the Methodist Church presently, and you can't get in because of the water that is going into the cemetery. Other residents are threatened because their homes seem to be surrounded by water. So I would advise them to stay indoors because we are having tremendous downpours presently, and this started from this morning. And we in some areas you seem to be experiencing some strong wind as well.